Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. I am Lexi.
And I'm Mom Lori.
And today we watched The Cell.
Wow.
From 2000. It was rated R. It was 107 minutes long. And it was directed by Tarsum Singh.
It certainly was.
Yeah. It had a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
40 on Metascore. And a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which is, I think it's a little low for just, the nostalgia factor alone, but...
Right. But those numbers come from people coming out of the theater. They'd just seen it, so...
Yeah.
That was 2000 ideas.
Yeah. It had a budget of about $33 million.
I saw that.
And it had a worldwide gross of $104.2 million. It did have a sequel. I've never seen it.
Oh.
And it was definitely a straight-to-video sequel.
Okay. Yeah, and that 104 million, that even came with mixed response to the movie.
Yeah.
You know, the critics didn't really like it, but some did. Weird. So that made a lot of money.
Well, I understand this being kind of a polarizing movie. It's kind of a thin premise.
Uh-huh.
Of catching a serial killer.
Right.
And saving a victim.
Right.
But the image, the dream world imagery is very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Especially, in 2000 when CGI was in,
it was kind of like a toddler then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, some of it looks very much dated on Blu-ray, but some of it didn't. And I guess, that's just the sign of good CGI.
Right. Right. I mean, it was a beautiful movie, but good Lord.
The basic plot is an FBI agent persuades a social worker adept with an experimental technology to enter the mind of a comatose serial killer to find his latest kidnapped victim. That's the long and the short of it.
And that's the movie. That's the whole movie. Wow. It was called a science fiction psychological horror film.
Okay.
That's what it was tagged with. Wow. And it's every bit of that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, because that Clark King version of the serial killer, that guy was scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The cast was Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, both of them, very early in their careers. They look about 12 and a half years old.
Yes.
Vincent D'Onofrio, Colton James, Dylan Baker, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, Jake Weber, and Dean Norris.
Yep.
Are the faces you'll recognize.
Yep. And I recognize some from other movies we've watched. You pointed out a couple. I thought, yeah, I recognize them.
Yeah.
Crazy. Have I seen enough movies now?
Probably.
Who knows? Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, this has taken us about 3 weeks to get here, but we're here now, thank God.
Yeah, we both had a little bit of vacation and, just general messing around. So
yeah,
lots of excitement.
Life has gotten in the way.
Boy, oh boy, has it. Nothing bad, thank God. But
no.
Just something every day. It's just something.
Yep.
That's right.
Nope, but we're here. We're back. We're going to get back on track.
Yep, we will. We will. Right back on track.
Yep, and by June we'll be ready.
June, it sounds so far away. It's only a couple of weeks.
No.
Well, June of 2028-ish.
We didn't say which June.
Oh, okay. All right. Just the June.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with you on that. Makes perfect sense. All right. Should we get started?
Sure.
All right. Our director, Tarsum Singh,
Yeah.
is he does movies, he does music videos and commercials, which we're finding that that's, directing is directing,
Yeah.
whether it's a big long thing or a little tiny thing. He was born in India.
Okay.
I can't Jalandhar? Jalandhar?
I don't know.
Uh in Punjab, India.
Okay.
His father was an aircraft engineer.
Oh, wow.
He graduated from the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California.
Oh,
So he's got good background.
sure.
He began his career as a music video.
Music video director?
Yes. Did I forget to say that?
You said
Okay.
music video, and I'm like, well, I guess he can be a music video.
And his first real big hit was REM's "Losing My Religion."
Yes.
And for the last month since I've done this research, I just break out in song, and the cat hates it. He hates that I'm walking around singing "That's Me in the Corner." So as soon as he hears that, he takes off.
He's
So
just like, Jesus Christ.
he's doing it again. Um. So, and that video won a Grammy in 1992.
Oh, that's
So
cool, babe. Did you watch the video before this? It very much, yes, that guy did this movie.
absolutely. I did watch the video and I thought it was kind of oddish, but now seeing this movie, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're 100% by the same person.
Yep. Yep. He's also done lots and lots of commercials. Nike, Coke, Pepsi, Levi, Smirnoff, Audi, Volkswagen, Isuzu. Do they still make Isuzus?
I think in other parts of the world.
Okay. MasterCard, MTV, all kinds of stuff. He's got lots of credits.
Wow, that's cool.
Our movie is his directorial debut. Then in 2006, he did a movie, The Fall. Have you seen that one? Okay. In 2011, he did Immortals.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that the one? No, that was Gods of Egypt. Okay, but I think Immortals is kind of on the same track of that.
And 2012, he did Mirror.
I don't know.
And from 2020 to 2021, he returned to music videos and commercials. He did Lady Gaga's single 911. I know nothing about Lady Gaga.
I don't know that song. I do like Lady Gaga.
Okay.
She seems to be a decent human being.
All right. I don't know. She wore that meat dress. That's kind of weird, wasn't it?
She's an artist.
Oh, okay. All right. But her work with, oh my God, my mind went blank. Perry Como? No.
Oh, no. What's his name?
Yeah.
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett was fabulous.
Oh, yeah. She's a great singer.
Yeah.
Like, she really has chops.
Yeah.
I don't like everything she's singing. Like, this newest album that she put out, I didn't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
But, she's a great, you can't deny that she doesn't have a big voice, and she uses it well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, 2021, he did a Super Bowl commercial for Toyota.
Oh.
So we're finding that with some of our directors that they do Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
So crazy. Then he went back to movies in 2023 with a Dear Jessie,
Mm.
which I kind of looked for, but I didn't, so I quit looking,
Oh, okay.
Then he went into TV.
Oh, okay.
He directed a bunch of 10 episodes of Emerald City. Is that on HBO or Netflix?
Emerald City. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
IBM says IBM. It's in my brain now. Commercials are in my brain. Um, IMDb says that some of his trademarks are colorful settings, elaborate costumes, seamless collabs with practical and CGI effects, and he thinks in cubes. And we saw all of that
Oh,
in this movie.
yeah.
Everything that I read about was in this movie. It's crazy. I write this stuff gold. I don't know. I've never seen this movie.
Yeah.
But now that I'm reading this back, I'm thinking, yeah, every single thing.
Things in cubes. That's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, you can 100% see that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Um, he is married to Annalise Singh, but that's it. This is another
Oh,
director that I found very little about.
huh.
And I only found this that he was married to this lady through looking at other things. So it's just weird. I get it. I absolutely get it that they are protecting their families this way. And
Yeah, no.
just because you're a public figure does not mean I am entitled to know everything about you.
Yeah.
I am entitled to know everything about your public job. And I did. There's tons of stuff on his directing and his movies and things, but not very, very little about his personal life. And that's okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
okay
fine.
with me. I mean, it doesn't give us anything to talk about, but
I guess we'll have to rely on our charm.
yeah, that's it. Charm. And our sweet melodic voices.
Oh, okay.
Melodious.
Sure.
Melodious voice. Yeah. Something like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then I looked into some of the production stuff. Our movie was written by, here's another one, Mark Protozovich,
Sure.
who started developing this movie in the mid 90s.
Okay.
So this was floating around in that guy's head for a while. Then it was sold. Then he sold the screenplay in 1998 to New Line, which is the distributor of this movie. Singh came on at this time, around 1998, as the director. The movie was filmed mostly in California and premiered in 2000,
Okay.
which we've already talked about. And like I had said, the film critics were, quote unquote, deeply divided. Most of the criticism was for the plot.
Which is very fair.
It is. I mean, you said the plot, and it was, one little sentence and that was really the entire movie. That one sentence, which, yeah, thin. But it was nominated for Academy Award for Best Makeup. Um, and despite all of what any of the critics said, it was a box office success. Like I said, $104 million on a $33 million movie. That's pretty good payback.
Yeah.
So, it's really not what the critics say. It's what the people vote with their money, if they're going to go see the movie. At the time, Protosevich, the writer, was writing the screenplays, and he was writing screenplays, and he was doing research on the fact that most serial killers were abused as children, and that many questions that arise are because of the abuse that they sustained during their childhood. And we saw that in the movie when they talked about it. But when Vince Vaughn was talking to Jennifer Lopez about it, I get the very distinct impression that Vince Vaughn was abused as a child.
Oh,
And
100%.
he knew what he was talking about. And no, every kid that's abused does not turn into a serial killer. But
Oh,
many of the serial killers that are out there were abused as children. Is there any correlation to that? I maybe not. Who knows? That's another research program, I guess.
yeah.
Um, the sci-fi elements were inspired by the 1984 movie Dreamscope with Dennis Quaid and Kate Capshaw. Again,
Mm,
I don't recognize that name, Dreamscope, but that was one of the main inspirations for him for those dream elements, those sci-fi type things that we
okay.
saw. Uh, Jennifer Lopez signed on early on, right? 1999. I mean, right when they decided on who was going to be who. Vince Vaughn came, and then Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio. Um, came
Stop.
on after that.
Stop. He wants to lay on the computer so bad.
Oh no, it's warm. We don't have our usual producer Tallulah today. We have our assistant producer Ash.
Yeah, he's the one helping out today.
Yeah.
Tallulah's taking a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Um what was I talking about?
You were talking about Jennifer Lopez. Oh shit. I need that. Hold on.
Okay.
Get up. Come on. I got too much shit. You gotta stop calling me. Stop calling me.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to
My whole operation is messed up. Okay. Jesus.
All right.
Here we are.
Are you in?
All right. Well, I'm not comfortable.
Get comfortable. No, that's impossible, right?
Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ, I got so many wires.
Oh dear.
All right. Hold on. I dropped my drink somewhere.
Oh. Oh, got it.
Got it. We got it. We got it. You can come back if you'd like, but you can't knock shit over.
He's good. What?
He's just like, well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. D'Onofrio did research for his part of the movie by just staying away from his family
Oh,
and working with the FBI to understand the criminal mind. Wow. Wow. Staying away from your family, that's tough. Filming started in July of 1999.
I have June. I have
You kn-
mid June.
I also read June in a different spot. So I just okay. All right, start in June of 1999.
It's so far away.
Right.
What are you doing? Get out of there.
Oh no.
Stop. You can be up here if you're not going to be a butthole.
He does. He wants to dig into his assignment, doesn't he?
He wants to dig in. Well, I know there is some COOs
Oh.
in my pocket here,
Oh. Okay.
and he was in the pocket.
I see. So he's just going to wander around and cause trouble.
He's just going to be a butthole.
Look at that face.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so filming started in June of 99 in Barcelona, Spain,
Ooh.
and then they went to Africa to get those
Oh, those
desert. Yeah. We don't have anything like that in the United States. So
No.
they did have to do a little stuff.
Some travel.
Right. Artistic influences are really what flavored our movie. You know, the ideas in these people's heads are unbelievable to come up with what they did. And they've kind of honed all of these by doing these music videos and all the art that's in those. You know, we can they a music video, they have to tell that story in that little time.
Yeah.
Same with a commercial. We've talked about that before where the commercials have, 30 seconds to tell a whole story. And you really have to use imagery heavy to get all of those ideas over. And also, they to convey the tone of the movie. They have to use that imagery to do that. It was released in the United States in August of 2000. See, we got 20s on our brain, don't we?
It's hard to talk because, now being so far into the 2000s.
Right.
It's 20 this, 20 that. It's really kind of hard to revert back to just 2000.
2000, yeah. It was released in the U.S. in August of 2000. New Line, it did the release. And in December of 2000, they released it on DVD and VHS. And then it wasn't until 2015 that it was released on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's crazy. I think that's, that seems like such a long time. But the movie's been hanging on all this time.
I mean, obviously there was a desire for it or they wouldn't have done it.
Right. And that's what makes these, cult movies that we enjoy so much interesting. This movie was made 26 years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me that it's so today. That they could have made this movie today.
But the CGI would have been better.
Would have, but still, I mean, they still could have made this movie today, and it just is amazing. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
You're jaded. So it's amazing to me. Our movie was a hit on opening weekend. It grossed over $17 million, and it was number one at the box office that week.
Cool.
That is amazing to me. There was another one of our movies that opened in August of 2000 that we've watched. What Lies Beneath?
We didn't watch What Lies Beneath.
Didn't we watch that movie?
Nope.
I can clearly see us watching that. Okay.
We 100% did not.
Well, then I know what that movie is.
That stars Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay, that's why I know that movie.
We have not watched that movie.
All right, never mind then. Gosh, darn it. I thought that was one of our movies, but it's just a movie I know of. Okay.
Yep, just a movie you know of.
Which is rare because I don't know all that many movies.
Hey.
Most of the audiences were thought to be under 35 and female. Why? Oh. We women love Jennifer Lopez. I think women love Jennifer Lopez.
Well, I don't know. But Vince Vaughn was a hot ticket.
Oh, he is pretty, isn't he?
25 years ago.
Yeah. There were there were more than 11 million tickets sold. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow. 2000, were people going to the movies in 2000?
Oh my God, yeah.
I thought they'd be staying home watching DVDs and at home.
No. No, I was going to the movies in 2000.
Okay. All right. Uh, let's see. Some more of the critical response. Uh, our movie uh, brought a lot of division, but it also brought a lot of praise for the visual elements that that we saw. You know, the things, but the violence in it is what held it back. Critics say, and I understand that. You know, um, with the but
Yeah,
in the end, the audiences uh pretty much gave the movie a C. So, you know, that's just a medium, just a medium.
yeah.
Oh, did have here that a sequel was made in 2009
Yeah, but it
and released directly to DVD.
yeah,
Yep.
straight to video.
Yep. So, yeah. So, interesting stuff, I thought. Even the stuff I made up. Okay. Yeah. So, what kind of trivia do you have?
um 7 visual effects companies worked on this film.
Wow.
BUF Image Savants, Amalgamated Pixels, Toybox, Milkshake Media, Black Box Digital, and Pixel Liberation Front were the visual effects companies that worked on this.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
the opening scenes were filmed in. I'm not even going to pretend to say what this is. It's a national park in Namibia.
Okay.
I'm not even going to butcher it. I'm not. People of Namibia, just be thankful. I could have butchered this.
I've been doing that all day. Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
7, Lost Highway and Existenz are cited as influences for this film. Now, I reference 7 a lot. You know, what's in the box? That's from 7.
Yeah.
Lost Highway is a David Lynch movie, and Existenz is a movie we have watched.
Yes, I remember
That
that
was
one.
the David Cronenberg movie about the game maker.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. Interesting.
And one of the things I read was that this director was really into the visuals of music videos,
Yes.
and he really liked music videos directed by Mark Romanek, who did Closer and The Perfect Drug by Nine Inch Nails. He did Bedtime Story by Madonna, and there were several music videos directed by Floria Sigismondi from Marilyn Manson that this director took a lot of inspiration from. And I rewatched the Perfect Drug
Uh-huh.
video,
9 Inch Nail.
the Nine Inch Nails one, and that's the one I sent
That's
to
one
you.
you sent me. Yes. Very, very much like the REM one.
That is very much of this movie.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely. Yes.
the 3 women in the field, the bird on the stand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I thought that was really cool. But also, if you are kind of like a half fan of Nine Inch Nails, like I am, go back and watch those videos. They're great. The Perfect Drug is one of the best songs that have ever been made ever in the world.
Okay.
Prior to the film's release, Jennifer Lopez had warned her younger fans who listened to her music that this film was not appropriate for them to watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely correct.
Um, Also, going back to music videos, the visuals in Missy Elliott's Get Your Freak On music video were based on some of the film's visuals. It took place in a weird, dark labyrinth like the one in Carl Starger's mind. And also, some of the background dancers and models had ghastly, bleached skin like
Oh,
his victims. And I went back and watched that video too, and a little bit.
wow.
But I think you have to kind of be thinking about this movie to like see it. So
Wow.
I think if you were just a casual viewer of Missy Elliott videos, you'd be like, "Oh, this is kind of a weird video." But, you know, having seen this movie and then going back to rewatch that video, I think it
Yeah, because I watched the Madonna one and the Nine Inch Nails and the REM one, and I I saw that they were all definitely of a genre.
Mhm.
Um, and now seeing the movie, yeah, I get it. I get it.
The success of Silence of the Lambs and The Sixth Sense for what gave Warner Brothers the confidence to greenlight this project.
Oh, okay.
Because, for a time in movie theater going, you could watch a horror, you could watch, just a play by number, horror movie, and it'll make some money, but it's not going to make a ton of money.
Right.
But Silence of the Lambs won Oscars.
Right.
It's the only horror movie to have won Oscars.
People are still talking about that movie.
And The Sixth Sense really with M. Night Shyamalan and his twists, that really stepped up the genre.
Yeah,
So,
I like The Sixth Sense. Yeah.
um,
That's a movie that has stayed in my mind for years.
yeah,
So, yeah, cool.
Roger Ebert named this movie one of his top 10 films for the year 2000, which is crazy because Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel didn't like anything.
They were haters. They hated everything. Yeah. I read that and I was a little bit shocked.
And I apparently fell asleep when I was doing this because I only have two little bits of trivia left. Um, Jennifer Lopez had wanted the costumes to be comfortable, but costume designer Aiko Ishioka advised her to feel uncomfortable because her character was tortured.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because the way your clothes feel on you is the way you feel.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's frightening.
yeah. And the last thing I wrote down is that some of the costumes in the film, such as the red armor, were reused from Aiko Ishioka's previous film, Dracula, 1992, with Gary Oldman. Which, yes,
You've seen that
very
before?
much so.
Okay.
Another movie that just the costuming is beautiful.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's more, but that's all I wrote down.
But the dresses that she came up in during those dream sequences were very ethereal.
Yes.
And they suited the scenes perfectly. That was something I noticed was the way that if she had had something else on, it would not have been the same.
Oh, yeah, the whole set would have had to have been different.
Yes, yes.
That the cherry blossoms where she looks like a saint.
Mhm.
It very much she needed to look like that in
Yes.
that scene.
Yes.
Yeah, she couldn't have walked around into a different set and looked like that,
No,
and it
not
made
at all.
sense.
Not at all. I mean, and that's the costume designer.
Mhm.
She did a great job. She
I think so.
Well, it was done perfectly
Yeah.
because it would not have been the same scene in something else.
No.
And those costumes that they were in the testing room, those were weird.
They're supposed to look like muscles,
Okay. I
like,
I thought blood veins.
like when you're like what a muscle looks like without skin on it.
Okay.
That's
I definitely thought of veins and arteries.
yeah. That's what I thought. Was just an
Interesting.
exposed muscle.
Yikes. But that was something else that and going into somebody else's brain, that's so,
Yeah.
you know, uh, it could happen, but will it ever happen? We don't know. What are people thinking? That's part of the scary part of
Yeah,
this
because I
movie.
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Right. Right. Overall, this movie was frightening,
Yeah.
scary,
Oh, it's meant to upset your system.
yeah, hair raising. I can think of a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
I had to cover my face a few times.
Oh,
Yay!
that disemboweling scene was
Ooh,
pretty rough.
that
It,
was
and even then, he wasn't doing anything. It wasn't like a visceral thing, but it was still, you knew what was happening and you knew what was going to happen if he continued doing that.
yeah, yeah, frightening.
Yeah.
The whole movie was frightening, and you just never know what's in the mind of a man.
Yeah.
Just crazy. When you think you know, and nope, it's not exactly it. So weird. But who knows what science gonna bring to us?
Well, I don't know. My conspiracy brain says that science can already do shit like this. They just don't tell us they can.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. But, then on the other hand, maybe they can't. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But
So,
I have to wonder, like, they thought of this in a movie 20 years ago. Like,
yeah.
20 years is a long
No,
time, and big giant advancements can be made in that little amount of time.
yeah.
So what can they do? And they're not going to tell us.
No.
Why would they tell us they can do that stuff?
And who thinks of this stuff? That guy thought of this 10 years before then.
Yeah.
That stuff was swimming in his brain for wow. You'd think that he'd be the serial killer. I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. So, yeah, cool. It was very, very interesting. Unfortunately, that there was no food in this movie,
Yeah, no.
so we went off on our own, and we went to an Old Faithful and got breakfast at Mayberry's,
Yeah.
which is always
Oh, it
delicious.
was delicious.
So I'm glad we ate it before the gory stuff started. Yikes!
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, I did. Would I ever watch this movie again? Hell no. No. It was too frightening.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I just would never. Oh no, too frightening. Even me knowing what's going to come up, I don't want to watch this movie again. It's too scary.
Get it?
So do watch it. You
Yeah,
gotta.
because the in the mind in in the mind world, is very visually stimulating.
Yes, it is.
There was a lot to see and a lot to look at and a lot to think about. This is because of this and this was because of that, and everything meant something.
Yeah.
But I think it was all, masterfully displayed.
Oh yeah. This movie is stunning. It's beautifully made, the pictures in your head cannot compare to what we saw on the screen. Even the horrible things were interesting.
Yeah.
And that's weird to say, but they were. Oh, yeah, no thank you. Don't ever want to watch this one again. But I say that about a lot of movies. And then we watch a movie just like it. Maybe I should start worrying about you.
Well,
Nah.
yeah. No, just know that I'm far too lazy.
I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Do I want to watch the whole world burn? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I going to start the fire?
No.
No.
Unless I could start it right here from my chair.
Yeah. But I'm not
And
going to do that because I'm not setting my house on fire.
correct. And it's just not a reasonable thing to do. So,
Yeah.
nope, ain't gonna do it. Nope, ain't gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
So, okay.
It's just too much work involved.
Right. Right. Well, we have a lot of dead people this time also.
Yeah, well, since
Because
we've
we've
been
been
off.
we've been messing around. So I'm only going to read part of these because there's a lot.
Well, I say you read all of them, and then we just catch up next week, and then the week after, and just get
Okay.
back to normal.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah,
I've got a page plus,
sure.
so there's a lot. What here's now I know we saw this movie. Jonathan Kirsten,
Yes,
age 60, he was an actor.
he was Ricky in Sleepaway Camp. Whose
Yes.
cousin Angela was the killer.
Right? And it says his death is being investigated.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Oh no,
So,
because 60 is really young, and he was
yeah.
always on the convention circuit. Like he seemed to really be into being around people and stuff. So
Yeah, just 60. Then we have Bob Kivonian from the Bob and Tom show. Bob from Bob and Tom.
okay,
I'd never heard his last name before. I'm sure I had. He was 75 and died of cancer.
oh,
Uh, Don Schlitz, age 75. He uh, wrote The Gambler for Kenny Rogers. He's written tons of country songs, and he is in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
oh, cool.
Oh,
How old was he?
75.
Did it say what he died of?
Yeah. No, it did not. Patrick Muldoon, age 57, he had a heart attack. He was an actor. Riff Hutton, 73. He did he was an actor also. He was in Doogie Howser and Jag and
Okay.
lots of stuff. Brain cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, yikes. Alan Osmond, 76, from the Osmond. He was the oldest brother of the Osmond family. And it didn't really say what he died of, but I know that he had MS for many, many years. So 76 to live till 76 with MS, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dave Mason, 79. He was a musician, worked with Fleetwood Mac and Traffic. Dave Wilcox. The Ancient Aliens guy, Dave Wilcox.
Yeah.
53. Died of suicide. He was a UFO researcher and author. And he's from my favorite show.
Yeah.
Ancient Aliens.
53 is too young.
Absolutely.
But it seemed to sound like there was a mental health.
Yes, there was
crisis.
something wrong there. And at the end, he had called the police and said he needed help. He was having a mental breakdown or something. And when the police arrived, he was out in his yard with a gun. It sounds all very,
Mm,
very ugly and, you know, awful.
yeah.
Um, Daryl Sheets, age 67. He was in, oh, there's more to that story. This was a while ago that he's on that show Storage Wars.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's said that he died of suicide, but people are questioning that. And there has been some investigation about what really occurred.
It said that he was being cyberbullied and
Yes.
Jesus.
A grown man be cyberbullied.
I don't know.
Do you apparently you never grow out of that. But he had that he and his wife did that Storage Wars. I don't know. So there's more to come of that, I think.
Weird. Okay.
Uh Nedra Talley, age 80. She was the last of the singers from the Ronettes.
Yeah.
Roger Sweet, age 90. He had dementia. He created the toy He-Man.
Yeah.
Dementia. Ugh. Gosh, it's too bad that disease ever turned up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't even read my handwriting. Is it Chelsea Mack?
I don't know. I sent you so much.
He was in it wasn't Chelsea. Cletus Mack from the Underground, Digital Underground.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Cletus Mack.
Okay, yep.
He died of heart failure, and it did not give an age, and I looked in several different spots, and none of it would give an age for him. So, this guy was ageless, and that's okay. I want to be ageless.
Yeah, no shit. But the Digital Underground guys are dropping like flies.
Yes. Well, they're all of an age, all of those big stars from, yeah, well, anyway. Oh, here's another sad story. Jacqueline Falk, age 60. She was the son of Peter Falk.
She was the son of Peter Falk?
She, she was the daughter of Peter Falk. I don't know why I said son. She died of suicide.
Mm.
Another one. David Allan Coe at 86. I don't have any. I just stopped writing after that. I don't have anything, but he was a country music singer and
Outlaw country guy.
songwriter and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Alex Lingertwood, 79. He was a Santana frontman for a while. And if you saw his face, you'd know who he was because he was with Santana for quite some time. Oh, here's one that you didn't find this. I found this and I told you, and then you knew who he was. Sid Croft.
Okay.
At 96, he was a puppeteer, and he and his brother Marty did the HR Puffin stuff. And all of you kids should know that.
Yeah, Sid and Marty Krofft had been in TV for, literally as long as TV has been around.
Right. Right. And I think they were a thing even before Sesame Street, I think.
HR Puffin stuff? Oh, absolutely.
So, that started that. We love our puppets, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
And the last one I have is Ted Turner at 87.
Yeah.
And when Lex and I were talking about it, what do you call this guy? We decided we'd call him a mogul.
Yeah.
A philanthropist, news aficionado, He did lots of stuff. He did all kinds of money. He had Lewy body dementia.
Ah,
That's even worse than just plain dementia because everything goes. Everything goes away, with that and just sad craziness. So
but 96, 80, what did it, 87?
90, 87, 87.
I mean, it's a long life.
Yeah. Yeah. And that dude had many careers in his life.
Yeah,
Everything he touched turned to gold.
that's right. And he was with Jane Fonda for a long time.
Oh, they were married for a long time. Well, I guess in Hollywood, long time. So yeah, craziness. And there's more, but I didn't write any more down after that. I stopped writing. So I will get to all of those next time.
I saw, what was it? It was I don't know, the writer of the original Ring. Is that what I saw? Hold on, I sent it to you.
Oh,
Japanese author.
do you want me to read what you sent me
No,
lately?
here it is. Japanese author Koji Suzuki helped ignite global J horror boom. 68 years old.
Oh, wow. J-horror, I don't know what that is, so
J horror is Japanese horror. Listen, any Asian horror movie that you watch is going to be 10 times scarier than the Americans make.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just because I don't even begin to know how to describe why it's so much different, but it's so much scarier. The original Ring, what? The original Ring movies, the Grudge movies, they're those are J horror.
Okay. Yep, it said his work changed horror forever.
Yeah, well, without somebody like him, writing stuff that like a global audience is going to want to see, we American audiences would never know the delight of Japanese horror.
Right.
It wouldn't, we know Italian horror. We've seen Italian horror. We've seen the body horror coming out of France, the really gory stuff.
Yeah.
But the Japanese stuff, is stuff that has been around for a long time, but we're just now catching up to, and it's all
Oh,
good. It's all great.
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Michael Pennington from Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. He was an actor at 82. He died at 82. So,
Yeah, just
I mean, just
so
tons
many
of
we talked about how the deaths have been real low lately, but Jesus,
right
we
and
go 3 weeks and
right. And a couple of sports stars.
yeah,
Brandon Clark. He was young, wasn't he? 29.
yeah, young.
And Jason Collins. He was the first openly gay player. He was only 47.
Yeah, only 47.
That's crazy to me. And you also sent me this Donald Gibb.
Oh, he was
Died at
in
71. He was in the Revenge of the Nerds and
yeah,
Bloodsport, which I've seen neither of.
yeah.
And he doesn't look familiar to me. So, sorry, I don't know him. But yeah, I mean, we hadn't seen many people, and now we're seeing all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So craziness. Craziness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been an interesting few weeks. Lexi went on a little trip. I went on a little trip. So
Yeah. I went to a horror convention in Columbus.
yeah.
That was really cool. We stayed at one of the worst hotels I've ever stayed at in my entire life.
Yikes.
It was straight garbage. And somebody from that brand keeps calling my phone. And they just don't call it convenient time, so I've never answered it.
Yes.
But I do have to wonder what they're calling about because I it left a really nasty review and I complained to hotels.com because that's who I booked it through. Like,
Right.
because for why? You know, this place is hot garbage, right?
Right. Especially when you said that the pictures look so good.
The pictures look great.
And it was very convenient to where you were going.
Yeah.
That was another plus. But to get there and have it be so.
Oh, it was a dump. We walked in and we're like, we're gonna get bugs. We're getting bugs this trip.
Oh, it's easier and cheaper to just buy a whole new mouse.
It really is. All right, Ash, turn the recording off because he's helping by being a butthole.
All right.
But yeah, the hotel was garbage. Like,
Oh no.
thankfully, I had taken leggings to sleep in. Justin slept in jeans,
Oh.
and we slept on top of the blankets.
Oh.
And it was it was there was a rag that was attached to the back of the bathroom door that I don't know how long it's been there, but obviously it's there and it's been there and nobody felt the need to take it down.
Yeah, no. In the pictures you showed me that there was dirt places and
Yeah, there was a fireplace that was dirty and it was just like, okay.
somebody could have run the vacuum over that.
Yeah.
And
And you know,
a duster goes a long way.
and I'm not looking for a 4-star stay. I'm not.
No,
But at least make it a Holiday Inn.
yeah.
You know,
Geez, almost in your case, make it a red roof.
like we could have stayed at Red Roof, got the same room, and saved a bunch of money.
And it might have been nicer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous. Convention was really cool. We saw a lot of cool things. We got a lot of cool stuff.
that's fun. That was what you went for.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that happened.
And the day went as planned because we had to check out of the hotel and we had to um wait a little bit to go to the other hotel to do the convention.
Hmm.
But and then we were just gonna jet home from there and it was real easy and we had a good time.
Good.
Yeah, saw some cool things.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I'll have to show you when we get done here.
Yes.
All the cool shit we got. And you went on a huge road trip.
Yeah. Went to Tennessee to see Blythe. Made a little video at your favorite store down there.
That's cool.
Disc replay. We were gonna take some pictures inside, but it was real busy.
Oh,
Real busy. And I said to Blythe, Blythe, I don't think we should take anything inside because there's just so many people walking around and little kids and it was just busy in there, but it was really clean and nice.
yeah.
And the shelves were well organized. I don't, I've never been in one of those stores before. So, but all the Blu-rays were together. All of every genre was together. It was really, they had a nice section of television stuff. They had a huge selection of games. Blythe was saying, she was pointing to different games that she said, I don't know that anybody plays these again anymore, but there were some Atari cartridges.
Oh, yeah. Those are big for the collectors.
There was a lot of stuff there that, and they had systems. They had some VR head things.
Oh yeah.
Virtual reality head things.
Uh-huh.
And I thought the prices looked like they would be reasonable. I mean, there was a real fancy set that was $300 and it was a bunch of stuff. I mean, it looked like it might have been all of the equipment to go to that,
Probably.
They had watches.
Yep. Like Apple Watches.
Yeah. And I think they had some really nice stuff because that being right there by the army base, they they have a huge that town has a huge resale business, I think.
Oh, okay.
You know, lots of pawn shops, and the store was crazy full. And there were 3 or 4 people working there, and they were asking people if they needed any help, if they wanted to see anything special, but none of them ever came by me and Blythe. I thought they figure we aren't buying nothing, but you know what? My money's green just like yours is.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
You don't know what I'm there for. And I did want to buy some stuff. Blythe says, you don't want to buy that. So, and I couldn't buy movies for you because I don't know what you need or not. But it was really nice in there. It was a big store too. I think that there were like 5 aisles,
probably.
and yeah, they had a lot of stuff, and it was very neat, very organized. I thought I was impressed, and
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Well, I think the disc replays are all, they're all pretty nice.
Yeah. But we thought it was crazy that there's one here in Toledo and one in Clarksville, Tennessee. Go figure.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy. Apparently, disc replay is all over the U.S.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Is it like a franchise, maybe?
I guess.
You can buy into it?
I don't know.
You'd think that that's something you could just grow up yourself. People are selling videos all the time.
Well, and that's what the one here in town did. They had, for like the month before the grand opening, they had like buying blitz, and it was just like, we'll give you like 100% store credit, and they don't do that when you just take stuff to them.
Right.
We're giving double what we would normally give just to have stock in the store.
Right. I get it.
If we had been in any kind of shape to take our double stack over, we would have taken our double stack over.
Well, that was just at the beginning of your getting all this organized.
Yeah.
So now you've got a real bit. You have to keep your eyes open for the next opening.
Yeah.
And sell some of your stuff. So yeah.
I'll say though that we went to a disc replay recently and everything was really expensive. And then we were in town and we were at a regular replay here in town, and we found 2 of the movies that we bought cheaper by half.
Crazy. You know what? I didn't look at any of the prices. I should have done that. Wow. Why? I wonder why that would be.
I don't know.
Do you think the different people that run it have different interests, and so they want to, have different stuff?
Well, I think the pricing structures are all from different places. I know that the disc replay here bases their pricing off of eBay.
Oh.
So I don't, and I don't know how replay prices their movies.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But I know that disc replay here in town goes by eBay.
I see.
Yeah.
So my hotel was real nice.
Yeah.
Blythe's house. Got fed well. We went to Nashville a couple of times.
Oh, that's fun.
I went to a Trader Joe's. That was fun. I've never been to a Trader Joe's.
Oh, they're nice. The closest one to here is Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and I'm not driving that far just to go grocery shopping.
I mean, it's not that far. It's an hour drive. It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, I can get to Kroger in 5 minutes.
Fair enough.
But there was some, I got some garlic chips and jalapeno chips and scallion chips. And we put those on a hamburger one night. They were delicious.
Oh my goodness.
They were delicious. So, that was fun. That was a fun thing I bought there. Yeah, I just had a lovely time. Nashville's a beautiful city. I don't go there to go to the bars. I've been to downtown a couple of times down on Broadway, but that's not me. But next time we go, maybe we'll go to, somebody's bar, Jelly Rolls or
He's a bad person.
oh, okay, I won't go there. BB King's is closed, so can't go there anymore. I'll find something.
Kid Rock has one, but
I
he's also
know.
a terrible person.
I wouldn't go to. I used to adore Kid Rock. I used to think he was awfully cool, but now not anymore.
Nope.
Just anyway.
Yep. Just an old white guy that's had too much money for too long.
Yep. You put a damn shirt on.
Yeah, with your old man bird chest.
You look awful.
Tom Cruise is starting to look like that, and it's just like pushing 70, bro. Put a shirt on.
Right. So yeah, I had a wonderful time.
Well, good.
The drive down there is bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, do it. I'll do it again.
Hi.
Baby, our producer Tallulah showed up.
Somebody just went to the bathroom. That's her call to come downstairs and investigate. Who's in the bathroom?
Nobody's allowed in the bathroom without her approval.
She's the chaperone.
Yes. Anyone who has a cat knows that you have to have a cat chaperone in your bathroom.
Yep. And I cat sit Reginald Manchego and got vertigo.
Yes.
So
I'm sick about it.
I don't know what the hell happened.
What's floating around my house that causes vertigo?
I don't know. But the guy said it was something in my right inner ear that was maladjusted, that I've got to do stretches to stretch back into place.
Which stuff like when doctors say stuff like that, it's crazy because your the stuff that makes your cochlea and all that is inside a bone.
Yeah.
I mean, but some of that does work. That whipping your head around thing, that's supposed to work.
So
get them all back in order. But yeah, she got vertigo.
Yeah, vertigo.
Babysitting Reginald Manchego. Oh my God. What do you do?
Yep.
So that's all the fun we've had. But I had a lovely time in Tennessee. It's really pretty there. It is really pretty there.
Good time with Reginald Manchego until the dizziness started. And then I was just like, this is mildly uncomfortable.
Oh no. I'm sick about that.
Nah, don't be.
Should have got into my pills and started taking allergy pills like that doc in a box told you that was a quack.
Yeah, that guy took one look at me and was like, "You're an idiot and I'm not going to help you." And I was just like, "Okay, thanks."
Yep. And then after we talked about it, I remembered that's the urgent care that I went to that sent me home when I had that impacted kidney stone.
Yeah.
And that same afternoon, I went to the emergency room.
And had emergency surgery.
Yep. So, never going back to that place again.
No.
Unfortunately, it's very convenient.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, maybe we should just be like the rest of the people in the world and just show up at the emergency room.
Oh, listen, I can't afford that. I'm never going to financially recover from this because that's what the fucking doc in a box told me to do. He's like, well, I mean, if the allergy pills don't work in a few days. I'm like, a few days? He's like, you're probably going to have to go to the ER for heart tests and blood tests. And I'm like, blood tests?
Tests? What? And it's not like your blood pressure was that high or anything.
Well,
it was a little high,
but in the hospital, when I went to the hospital, because I did go to the hospital, because I was like, oh, I'm not going to urgent care again for some fucking jack off to dismiss me.
Right.
My blood pressure was 170 over 80.
Because you were upset. You've been stressed all day. You were having a little bit of pain. I bet if you took your blood pressure now, you'd be much better.
Yeah.
But, there is There's a lot more to your blood pressure than just, taking it.
Right.
But yeah, you'd had a rough day and that doctor angered you if he was in fact a doctor.
Well, he was a nurse practitioner,
Okay.
but I mean, still.
Still, that's no excuse. They're trained just like doctors are. So,
Yeah.
no, there
Yeah,
was,
I said I need something for the dizziness. He said the Zyrtec will take care of that. I said I can't wait for that. And he said, "Yes, you can." And I said, "Okay."
unbelievable.
Said, I drove my car here, right? I drove here
Yeah.
by myself.
I don't understand. Is that a drug that drug seekers seek?
Like, I can't even imagine.
Because really all that is just,
It's an antihistamine.
yeah, it just helps your head. I don't understand why he wouldn't have given you a prescription for that.
Nope, he gave me a prescription for Zyrtec, and I was just like, "Thanks for nothing. I'm not going to fill that."
Yeah, because I've got that stuff at home.
Yeah. And Justin had just bought some allergy meds on markdown. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't need a prescription for this. This I can get myself, but yeah, I don't understand how when you go to a doctor and they say stuff like that. I don't get it.
yeah.
Oh, it's just aggravating to me. Stuff
Yeah.
like that is aggravating.
It was aggravating. But whatever.
Yeah. But you're feeling better now, so that's
Yeah, the emergency room doctor took me seriously. He's just like, "Oh, your eyes are going crazy." And I was just like, "Is that like a medical term or?"
no, it's just something I can see with my eyes. But yeah, all that's connected.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm so sorry you had that bad experience. I hate that for you. I
Eh,
hate it. Being a fat woman, I've been treated badly at doctors for many, many, many years. And, that hysterical stuff, it's ridiculous.
yeah.
But I guess, doctors are human and they do human things, like make judgments.
Yeah. And well, I can do human things like write nasty reviews on their
Yep.
on their
Yeah, don't go to that
public
one
pages.
if you're really sick.
Yeah, just go to the ER.
Yep. So, yeah, so we really have had a crazy month, haven't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
But like I said, we got new insurance. I will never financially recover from this.
Yes, you will. Just stay out of the disc replay places for a couple of weeks
Yeah.
and you'll recover. Thank God you're rich.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have a
Oh.
job.
Yeah, okay. Thank God you have a job. I know, baby. Being sick is for the birds. It's absolutely for the birds. And I can certainly understand how people can lose everything because they had been sick.
Yeah.
In a world in America where we're the richest people in the world, where we have the best medical care of everybody and the most knowledge, how can you lose your house because you went to the doctor? It's inexcusable. It's
Yeah.
inexcusable. And people that go to the doctor because they're really sick, they can't afford to lose their house. I don't know. Stop talking, right? Stop
Yeah,
talking.
I mean, it's just so a CEO can add another zero to his paycheck.
Yep.
And we're not going to talk about how just we shouldn't have billionaires.
Nope. No. No, you're right.
And this is what having a billionaire class has done to us.
Yes. Unfortunately, but we'll keep plugging along.
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help when are you concerned with Americans' cost of living? I don't care about Americans' cost of living. Oh, okay.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Well, thank God you have a job. Justin has a job.
Yeah. And then did you see Jim Jordan on like Fox News? They're like, the gas prices. He's like, "Oh, that's life." They're like, "Oh, and then this and that." And he's just like, "Well, I didn't say that." She's like, "You literally just did." And he's
Sh
like, "Huh?"
she's on the keypad.
Let's see. Come on, baby.
Yeah, I mean, dude, who do you think put you where you are?
Rich people. Yeah, Jim Jordan's from Columbus.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, but somebody had to vote you in, and it wasn't just the rich people. I don't know.
Well, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah,
It just gets
but
worse from
I
there.
I did find that the gas prices were pretty level. I paid the most for gas in Indiana. I got gas at I think it was $1.79.
A dollar 79.
$4.79. $4.79. Um, Ohio, Kentucky were both around 4.50. And then I did get gas twice in Tennessee for 3.89 and 3.92. So I think that that's kind of level.
That's way better than what we had. But our gas has gone down
Right.
tremendously.
Right. Well, this is a week, it's been 4 days. Now it's back up again. So overall, I was okay with the gas prices because I was going there. So I did not get gas in Nashville. It was a lot more expensive in that town.
Oh, I can imagine.
So I did not get gas there. So I did get it out of town. So because they got you. We saw Waymo cars driving.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we saw we went to a while we went to Nashville, we went to a beer garden and we sat outside. We sat like on a patio and we were sitting there and a Waymo car pulls up at a stop sign right by where we were sitting. I thought, oh, look, it's a Waymo car. I don't know that I'd get in a Waymo car. What about you?
Yeah.
And then we saw one just driving two. We saw two just driving down the street. I thought, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I've seen one now.
I don't,
Close and personal.
I don't really trust Uber. And that's a human being.
Right. Right. Like that time we were in that Uber and there was no car key and the ignition was pulled out.
Oh boy, that car was messed up.
That was weird.
That man was very nice
It
though.
was. And the ride was nice.
Yeah.
And the inside of that car was clean.
Yeah.
I couldn't drive for Uber because I can't keep the inside of my car clean.
Oh, well,
I am messy.
my car's not too bad.
I know I'm messy. I've got craw wrappers and leaves and dirt. I couldn't ever do that. So I'm embarrassed to have you in my car sometimes. It's so
yeah.
messy.
I don't care.
I know. That's the worst part of it. But yeah, that was fun. So what else did we see? We saw a bunch of stuff and that's always good to see. I love going places and seeing new things.
That's cool.
And when you drive into Nashville on the highway, um, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
The the skyline is really, really very attractive. So,
You're gonna get a shot.
oh yeah, but she so wants to touch everything. Hey, baby.
So who the hell are you?
Yeah, why are you touching me back there? Hello. You're not going for it, are you? Oh, and Blythe's kittens were all so cute.
Oh.
Hazel looked at me one time and gave me an Uncle David look.
Aw.
I thought that's weird. I said, Blythe, Uncle David is inside of Hazel. So she's going to be watching him.
Oh, hold on. Jesus
Oh,
H.
oh,
Christ.
oh,
Okay. Jesus.
Here she comes again. No.
Just lay down.
She's the producer. She gets to push buttons.
She's pushing my buttons.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, her cats like me too, so
Oh.
that's fun. But we were sitting there playing cards and Hazel was in the chair beside me and he was assisting me with the cards. He was advising me on what card to use.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. This is the picture of him right after he gave me the Uncle David look.
My God, what a pretty cat.
He is. He's a beautiful cat. Just a beautiful cat. But yeah, right after that, he gave me that Uncle David look and then he went. It was very weird. Very weird. But fun.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time.
Well, good. I'm glad. When you going next?
I don't know. I'd like to go. Life said it's been a year since I've been down. And I felt really bad when she pointed that out. But stuff happens and that's a 2-day drive, a drive down and a drive back. And I need to go more often. I do. So I'll have to get with you and I don't know. I'm afraid to have you at my house. What'll you get next time? A sprained ankle or something?
Oh.
What?
Well, shit. At least that'll go away eventually.
Right. Oh,
The
well.
dizziness. I've been dizzy since Sunday night.
Oh,
So I've been dizzy for almost a whole week.
oh my God. How can you stand it?
Well, like the first couple days, it wasn't bad. It wasn't super bad. But then, like Thursday, it was like I got up and it was so rough that I was just like, I don't think I can drive my car. Like I don't think I can put my pants on and fly out the door and drive my car.
Right.
So
Right.
that's that's what prompted more doctoring.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did they give you enough methazine to hold you over?
Yeah, they gave me 10 days worth.
Okay. That should knock it out.
Oh yeah. Stop.
I think she was doing that on purpose.
So
She wants to drink my cherry water too.
Jeez, oh Pete. We need to get off this so the cats
Yeah, so they can relax.
so they can tap dance on the keyboard and not break anything.
All right. Well, this was a very interesting movie. I will never watch it again. Oh no, 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 no. I will be reliving this in my dreams for weeks. So,
It's not one you can watch every day, but I do think it's worth the watch.
yeah, it was very different. That's one thing we've watched so many movies, and even though they're the same, they're not the same at all.
Yeah.
There's something different about every single movie we've watched, and I think that's fascinating. It's fascinating that people are so creative.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. It was a good movie.
I mean it's pretty thin on plot, but
You know what?
visually it's stunning.
Yeah, and do we necessarily need a plot?
Hey, no, not really. We've watched worse movies.
Absolutely. That had plots that were not plots. It's about a house. That's not a plot. But it was interesting, and no, I would never watch this movie again. Maybe something else he did, but not this movie. Too scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that all? She just wanted to make it to the window?
Yeah, and he's gonna sniff her butt.
How opportune. Oh, and he's getting a good sniff. He's got that thing in the back of his mouth working too. Oh my goodness. Our
Little
babies.
weirdos.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. All right. We'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be back in a week because we
We got to
gotta get
catch
back
up.
on track.
Yeah. And we're doing the movie
Blade Runner,
Blade Runner,
the
right?
original Blade Runner.
Okay.
Harrison Ford and Sean Young and
I'm
Rutger
excited.
Hauer.
I think that this will be a good one.
I've never seen it, so it'll be a
I,
double blind.
I may or may not have. So we'll see. All righty.
All right, Mama.
Sounds good.
We will see you all in a week now.
All righty.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.